Okay. So again, this is representing when I hit Command 0, it puts the entire page. I have 2 pages. I just duplicated the artboard over to the side with everything to show this selection. And when you take a look, this is the copy of their web page that has this graphic of the sign. And what I've tried to do is to duplicate that graphic to try to show it as a little more of a promotional aspect of something that you would know how to do. So they would see your resume, which is just one piece of paper or one PDF document file that you could then send to them, and show some of the skill level that you have related to that graphic and being able to produce that. So it's just, like I said, an opportunity for you to place in some of your designs or show off your portfolio, even though it's just a one-piece thing. Down below, I tried to match the red banner that they have highlighted. They use the red section here for the text to place that on there. And just have the sign up here, and then I thought, well, what would happen if you created something that had a little bit more of a graphic? So here I've made this pattern, this brick pattern, and I'd probably put it so it looks like a sign in there, but just that simple pattern is not too difficult to make. It's trying to have you create that section. And you have two windows. I'll go back into this one where I have some of it started to show this to you. So here's a piece that's built. Here's a little bit of a pattern with a different color. So all you're going to do is just go to select everything, go to the default, so you have white as the fill and black as the outline, and just take the rectangle tool, and this again is just the shape of a brick, and just to kind of emphasize this, they call this a motif is the idea. So this is the part that's going to be made into a pattern all around. So right away, I'll just leave it as that just to show you how simple it is, so you can go to see if it comes through here. Let's see. I think we have it. So you can take a look. You can place it through here, or you can actually drop it right on here, and it'll set it up as a pattern. So when you double click on this, it opens up the pattern panel. This default window shows you that's just a rectangle off to the side. Gives you all the different width and heights of it. Shows some of the size of the tile because it's looking at this rectangular shape. And we've done this a little bit before, where you take a look, you have a few segments of what will become a pattern. So a brick, column, or row, hexagon shapes will work. So I'm just going to go brick by row, and when you take a look, automatically kind of makes that brick in there. So here you are. If the pieces, if you save this part or go hitting escape, it's going to take you all the way out of this isolation mode, and that's going to give you this brick pattern that you can see right here. So it's changed it into that section and placed it right in here on the side. Now if you want to edit this, which I will, if I double click on it, it's going to bring me into this editing window, and this is where you can do some of the modifications. So say I want to round off the corners of all the bricks, you can kind of see it's placing itself right onto it. You could simply just change the coloring. Now here I have a gradient placed in there that I can already utilize. If I click on the gradient tool on the side, I can always edit that piece. So here it is on these pieces. The sections again, if you hit G for the annotator, pops open. So this gives me this part. If I click in here, I can drag some of these tones and tints all the way around. It gives me that section for that piece. I can actually take, and just while it's selected, just go to Object Path and offset the path, and this will give me a little bit of a shape on the outer edge of it. So when you take a look, here it is at 10 points. Just kind of reduce it down a little bit and make it a size like that. And here I can make it back into a square, so it gives you that one piece, or at least that selection. So it'll give you that overall piece to send it across to that section. Okay, so this part I can take off the stroke, and now I have this overall pattern piece in here. So when I escape, there's the brick pattern. Any shape now that I make, I have a couple pieces that I can utilize for that. So let me just deselect that and click. So I have these different ideas or these different segments for patterns. If I want to keep that or change the outer edge, I can just go back and start to edit that piece. I can make these sections into this wall piece right here. And if you've gone from one image to the next, you can actually just copy that section right across, and it'll bring that pattern across. So for example, here's an image with this shape of wall. Copy it, come right back to here, and just paste that in there. It'll say that it's dragging through a layer, but now that pattern's going to show. That'll give me this selection to work with. So now I have this highlighted piece here. So I'll set this one off to the side, make another rectangular selection, and click on this part. This is on the stroke, so I'm just going to switch that across, and that'll give me that as a pattern. So if I wanted to build something with this, just a matter of arranging this section. So to try to show you this section that has the wall highlighted, a couple ways that you can do it. Here's the shear tool right in the side here, and that'll isolate this piece. So here's the item. You can double click on this tool and just change the angle of it here. Hit OK. And I can do a wall on the other side, same idea. Just take the marquee tool, build that up. If I want to go back to a straight edge to it, there it is on the pattern side. If I want to shear this one, just flip it the other direction. You kind of see it changing this way. And you notice it's doing it from the center out. I could always have adjusted it to fit right in the middle. So that gives me two panels. And if I wanted to shade one, I can take this, just edit, copy it, edit, paste in front, which puts a copy in front of it, and just give it a dark value, and go to the top where the opacity is and just darken that up a bit. I could do the same with this one. Edit, copy, edit, paste in front. This time I'm going to take the direct selection and grab the bottom two anchor points and just slowly shed this up. I'll give it a fill just so you can see it. So this might have just a piece that's shaded up on the top there. And that gives me this selection. So come back to the selection tool, change the opacity of this, hit the X, and just take off the stroke on both of these so you don't have that in the way. So now you kind of have the shaded wall made with the brick, and you could do the same with the pattern. I could just option and drag this up, take the direct selection tool, shift key to grab these 2 points, and drop this down. So that could be the segment that's going to be the wall segment. Here's the opacity. I'll go back all the way up to 100%. Just give it a gray color. See if I can shift key and X that one. That gives me that selection. I could do the same with this one. You can always duplicate it. So I'll just drag it right up here, put it right at the top. Take the letter A key for the direct selection, and make sure these two are highlighted. Just drop this down, and that gives me the darker value. And then just finish it off with the pen tool. That gives me this top piece here. So just kind of a simple way from taking this piece trying to make it into a pattern, using it on this idea as part of the idea for this promotional piece. And maybe I'll make a bracket that holds this section onto the wall. Place that piece in there. So just a simple brick pattern, all done simply with Illustrator. And again, that shape that you start off with is going to be the terminology of the motif. So just real quick again, here's the shape. Object, and you do the path offset. It's right there. And again, through all the coloring and choosing that you can take from, this will be that section. Here's the brick color. Just curve that just a little bit. There's the piece. And again, you can do the section right over here for the pattern. Object pattern make. That gives you that piece. Here's the grid for the brick. That's going to add it right to the swatches panel. And there you have that section. Again, it just shows right up into your panel, so you have it